Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tara and here on my channel, I make skincare products. So today I want to share with you guys how I make my 5% glycolic acid jelly face wash. This product used to be called my Zodiac face wash and I used to sell it in my Etsy shop and on my website back when I used to sell my skincare products, but I haven't sold for almost 2 years. And a long story short, I quit doing that. And I decided to only sell the formulas to all the products I used to sell. That way my old customers can still continue to use the products if they want, but they have to purchase the formula. For this specific product, I won't be sharing the formula because of that reason. But if you want the formula, you can purchase it on my website, or you can just sign up for my Patreon. It'll be over there and you can always unsubscribe whenever you want. So the cheaper way to get the formula is to sign up for the second tier, which is the blog tier. And that is the $5 tier over on my Patreon. Any tier on my Patreon other than the first one, which is only $1, any tier below that, you will get access to the formula. I will mention I have done tons of formulas in the past with glycolic acid. So I will link down below to any of those videos if you guys want to watch those. And I do include the formula and recipe in those. But again, for the reasons I explained, I won't be sharing today's, but I do hope it's still informative and you guys enjoy it. So the first thing I'm doing is I am taking glycerin, which is a humectant, and it will help hydrate your skin, and I'm combining it with my preservative. Next, I'm gonna be taking a 1000 milliliter glass beaker because I am making a 900 gram batch, and I'm gonna add in the distilled water. Next, you can add in your water-soluble botanical extract, and then I'm gonna be using aloe vera powder, and you wanna mix that until it dissolves. I forgot to mention that at this part you need to add in the glycerin and preservative and then mix that in. Now I'm setting that container to the side and I'm gonna grab another beaker, and this is where we're going to be combining the alpha hydroxy acid, which is glycolic acid. So I'm adding in glycolic acid and then I'm adding in the pH buffer. So on Patreon, I will make sure to explain to you guys how to make the pH buffer. I've explained how to make the pH buffer in past videos. Any past video that you watch on my channel that has to do with glycolic acid or lactic acid, I show you guys how to make this exact pH buffer. I'm just not gonna go into details on it because I've mentioned it so many times and I have the written directions over on Patreon. So if you go and get the formula, you'll have the directions, because alpha hydroxy acids, like glycolic acid, have a really unsafe pH for your skin. So you have to raise the pH to make the product safe for your skin. And when you mix these together, it will get hot. So that's normal. Just mix it together and wait for it to cool down. And then I added in some sodium phytate as well. This is a chelating agent, and just mix that in until it dissolves. Then for this last phase, this is actually the surfactant phase, and I'm using AOS 40 along with cocamidopropylbutane. And when you combine these two, you'll notice you get this thick gel, like paste. I don't know how else to describe it, but you guys can see on the screen. Now we're gonna go back to that distilled water beaker, the beaker with distilled water, aloe vera, and your botanical extract. And I am putting it on my magnetic stir, and I'm gonna add in some charcoal powder. If you don't have charcoal powder, black mica will probably work, but I do wanna mention that this formula doesn't have a suspending agent. I didn't add one in when I wrote this formula initially. So keep in mind that the mica or the charcoal powder will settle to the bottom unless you add a suspending agent. So if you add in some xanthan gum, that will help keep the mica or the charcoal powder suspended. I just didn't think about it when I made the formula, and I was just like, whatever, I guess the charcoal powder settles to the bottom. This was so long ago when I wrote the formula, okay? Now I know I wouldn't do that, but obviously I wanna share with you guys the formula I used to sell, or else it's not the formula I used to sell. You know what I mean? So after we have the charcoal powder, then you can go ahead and add in your glycolic acid and pH buffer mixture. Even if it's still a little warm, it will cool down once you add it to the mixture. It won't cause the mixture to get too hot, so you don't have to worry about that. But you do want it to cool just a little bit. So add that in. And then next you can take your surfactant, like thick jelly paste you have, and then just pour that in. It won't dissolve immediately. You can try to mix it in and like break it up as much as possible, but I promise you're gonna have to let this sit overnight to let the paste fully dissolve. Another thing you could do is just add the surfactants directly into the product instead of mixing the surfactants together first, but I don't know, I just like mixing them together first and getting that thick jelly paste. It just looks good for the camera. But the next day, as you can see, we got this gorgeous gel. Like, it is so gorgeous. There's no added thickener in this. And that's because, well, I went into pretty in depth on this topic over on my Patreon. On Patreon, I go more in depth on topics that are probably like boring for most people on YouTube. But I talk about the different surfactants you can combine to thicken your cleansing products like face washes or body washes and stuff without having to add in an added thickener. So that's how this formula is. It's just naturally thickened on its own. You don't have to add in the added thickener, which ends up cutting costs as well. So I ended up filling up like 3 8-ounce bottles, and then I filled up like a little bit of another 8-ounce bottle. But I love this formula. Even though it needs a suspending agent and doesn't have one, I just love it. You can just take out the charcoal powder, and then it doesn't need a suspending agent. You can use a water-soluble dye instead of the charcoal powder. I just wanted to, again, like I said, share with you the exact formula I used to sell, but obviously you can like tweak it if you want. This formula isn't ready to be sold. Just because I used to sell it and it was okay for me to sell, it doesn't mean that it's okay for you to sell. And also, obviously, the charcoal powder settles. And the lather on this face wash is gorgeous. I'm actually really prone to creating face washes that don't have a lot of lather because I actually don't like a lot of lather in my face wash. I hate when I'm using a face wash and then I try to breathe and I'm just breathing in a bubble. Have you ever done that? But this face wash is really foamy. So if you do like a really foamy face wash, this face wash is for you. It's formulated for those with acne prone skin. That's why it has glycolic acid that acts as an exfoliant. Created the texture to also be a texture of a face wash that those with oily acne prone skin like more. And again, it just foams and lathers more, so you're getting a better cleanse. So again, if you have oily acne prone skin, you'll probably really like this face wash. And I personally like it as well. As someone with dry sensitive skin, I just don't use it regularly. It's just a face wash I'll use every once in a while when I want like a little bit of exfoliation and like a good cleansing face wash, because I do need that when I wear like more makeup or when I'm sweating a lot that day, or just when I feel like my face is extra dirty, you know? I did forget to mention the pH of this product. The natural pH of this product does land around like 4.13. And this is because I've already pH balanced it with the pH buffer that's like worked into the formula. Most of the time when I share formulas, the pH buffer is not worked into the formula. But once you have a formula like ready to be sold that you're making all the time, you want to integrate the pH buffer into the formula, if that makes any sense. Same with the coloring and everything. Typically, I won't integrate those into the formula because I make YouTube videos. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, apologies for not sharing the formula, but I share hundreds of formulas for free all the time. So go watch another video if you want a free formula. People have been asking me to share this formula because I actually don't have this one up on my website. This was a product I only sold for a short while, and I don't think I ever actually sold it in bulk. So that's why I didn't think anybody wanted to buy the formula. So as soon as I started getting requests from people saying like, hey, where's the Zodiac cleanser? And I'm like, I guess I should share it. So here I am. Those of you who's been wanting the Zodiac cleanser formula, it's here now. Hope you enjoy it. Have fun with it. And go check out all my other formulas I sell. I mean, I have a lot of free ones, but I do sell a lot of them. My favorite is the lip scrub formula. That's like everybody's favorite. And all my other favorites were my face washes, but one of the ingredients that I used to use to make these is no longer available, so now I can't sell the formula. So that's why I got rid of all my face wash formulas on my website, if you're wondering. And that is it. See you guys next time. Also, don't forget to go over and check out my Patreon, where I post 2 exclusive videos every single month. So there are a ton of videos you can go over there and binge watch for only $5 a month. And for $10 a month, you can get a small business shout out, or maybe you have a YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and shout everybody out. Nature's Farm Girl, thank you so much. Let's Blend, thank you. HempyGirl.com, Tila'sHoney.com, ShopLevi's.com or ShopLevi's.com. 7th House and Oak on Etsy, at Black Petal Beauty on Instagram, Owl and Lily on Etsy, ZayelaMoore.com, I hope I said that right, EmbraceBeautyEssentials.com, LegendaryBathandBody.com, at Stardust Bath and Body on Instagram, AstariApothecary.com, Revega Cosmetics here on YouTube, ExoreBB.com, PardoNaturals.com, NaturalStateSkin.com, thenatureinus.ca, and mycrownandglory.com, which is launching soon. Go sign up if you want a shout out or if you just want bonus content. The shout out tier might be full. It's full pretty often because I only have so much space in the description box to link to everybody.